Do you hate a foggy mask? I hate a foggy mask, and so does everyone else. In today's video, we're looking at 3 of the most popular methods to clean and prepare your mask for that ultimate clear vision diving experience. Hey everyone, Jack here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to clean and prepare your mask for nice clear vision diving experience. So what exactly is the problem? You know, a lot of people encounter this. It's something that's very commonly experienced by a lot of newer divers. You go and pick up your brand new mask. It's something which is, usually one of the first bits of kit a lot of people buy is, I want to get my own mask. So they grab it, take it down from the shop, go down to their local, throw it on their face, jump straight in the water, and bang, they're getting fogging. And yeah, it's kind of a bit of a bummer. You go around in the water, your mask is fogged up, it's creating all these problems, you can't see, you think your mask is broken, you try all these different things, you try spitting in it, you try to get all that nice and clearness in it, but it never seems to last. You always end up with that fog, just keeps on coming back. So what exactly is the problem? Well, it's actually quite simple. It's nothing wrong with your mask, all your masks come exactly the same. It's actually made during the manufacturing process of your mask, and on the inside of your lenses here, you end up with this slight residual coating on the inside. Now, this coating on the inside has hydrophilic properties. That means any moisture in your mask is going to end up just sticking away on the front of that lens. So any moisture on your face, any droplets of water that get in there, even just rinsing it away with a bit of seawater, instantly it's going to create that fogging across the front of your lens. And there's nothing you can do about it unless you follow some really simple steps to help remove it. So, getting straight into it, I have 4 masks here today. These are the newer masks that I'm going to be using as part of my student kit. So as part of preparing them, getting them ready, I'm going to get them all ready and anti-fogged up so they're not going to be fogging up on my students. So I figured, why not, let's just do a bit of a test, and I can do a bit of a comparison to show you which one is the more favorable method to use. So it wouldn't be a good experiment without having a solid control to start with. So this mask here is going to be completely untouched. It's just going to remain without anything done to it. I'm just going to leave it as is, and you can see how quickly this will fog up in the water. The next one, I'm going to be using a common anti-fog solution. So I'm just using a little product here called Sea Drops. Quite commonly used, you'll find it in most dive shops anywhere on the planet. It's pretty much just a couple droplets on the inside of the lens, smear it around, it creates a little film over the layer, and it helps prevent that fogging. The next one, I'm going to be using a bit of toothpaste. I'm not going to be using any fancy thing, it's just a regular old tube of toothpaste. I'm going to put 2 little dabs on the inside of my lens, rub it around for a couple minutes on the inside of each, and then rinse it off and get it clean. It's a really simple method, it's quite commonly used by a lot of people, and it'll see how it goes from there. And then the last one, I'm going to be using good old fire. I'm just going to be flash burning a bit of the inside of the mask there to help remove that layer nice and quick, and just char it off, scrub it away, and then we'll be good to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through each of these one at a time, explain the pros and cons of them, and then we'll go out, take them for a bit of a field test, and you can see a bit of a comparison of which one is performing better than the others. So apart from that, I may as well just get straight on into it. So let's go. Alright, so first up, we're going to do number 1, which is focusing on the anti-fog. So the anti-fog works just fine. Pretty much all you need to be doing is just putting a little droplet in each lens and then just smearing it around with your finger. Pretty much what people prefer to do with this is that they'll take it with them, have it in their dive gear bag. I always have a bottle or 2 just hanging around. Pretty much just have it sitting in my car or in there just in case someone needs it. It's a really simple thing, it's very small, and it doesn't really take up much space in your gear bag, so I always have one with me just in case a student hasn't cleaned their mask properly. I just need to quickly throw a dot in there. So just a little dot, either lens, and then just smear it around on the inside just like so. You might need to do a quick flash splash before you put it on just to rinse off any excess residue, but apart from that, it's pretty much good to go from there. So that's all we really have to say about the anti-fog treatment. The second one we have is toothpaste. So for the toothpaste, you don't have to do anything special, just standard toothpaste will do the job. What we're looking for is that abrasive quality of the toothpaste itself. And it's really fine abrasion, it's just going to be there for removing that little film layer of factory coating on the inside of the lens. So you just put a little nugget in each side and then just spend a couple minutes on either lens, just working your finger back and forth, up and down, getting a good coat all around the inside and making sure you're getting a good abrasive coat across the inside there. Just make sure you work it in every little bit as much as possible. You may find after the first time doing it, you might have to go do it again. But usually after the first 2 or 3 times, you can actually get a pretty good coverage and you will get all of that factory coating off the inside of the lens. But yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do with that. Just take good care rinsing it out. Some people do say that the first few times after you clean your mask, it is going to smell a bit toothpastey. You can use your toothbrush if you want to and go around the inside and just help remove it out of those little corner bits in the mask. But yeah, it is something that is going to be there. It will slowly just wash away after a couple of wears in the water. So yeah, that's enough about the toothpaste. The last one we're going to do is using a cigarette lighter and adding some heat to the inside of the mask. Now, this one can be a bit scary. You know, you've just bought your brand new mask and now you're going to put fire underneath it. You know, that can be quite intimidating for most people. So I'm just going to walk through the real simple basics of running this one. 2 major points to think about. If you are using a mask that has a tint on the outside of the lens, so these polarized outside tinted lenses, do not use fire. All right, that will very quickly destroy that tinting and you'll never be able to get that back. So if you're using something with a tint on the outside, go for options 1 and 2. Do not use fire. But these ones are all clear lenses, so it's perfectly fine to do. And the other thing is only a little bit at a time. All right, we're only going to be doing this for a couple seconds. You don't need to be sitting and holding it under there for 30 seconds to a minute. That's going to be a very surefire way to destroy your mask. You just need to quickly flash underneath with a bit of fire and then it's good to go to start cleaning off that extra residue. What you'll find is when you add the heat, it's going to quickly just char up that little residue on the inside and then you can remove it just by scrubbing it away under the tap. What I like to do is I'll actually add a little bit of toothpaste just to help use the abrasive qualities to help remove that charred layer off the inside there. I find it's a really simple, easy way to actually approach cleaning off your mask that way. So now that we've cleaned up our masks, so I've got number 2 and 3, they've gone through the toothpaste and the lighter treatment. We're going to take all 4 of these down to the water and give them a bit of a test run. So you can see a bit of a comparison of how these behave in the water. So sea drops are going to be put on just before I go in the water. As for the toothpaste and for the lighter, I'm going to be just spitting in the lens and applying that to the inside as we go. The control is just going to have nothing in it, just so you can see the comparison between the 4 of them. But apart from that, we are ready for action, so let's go jump in the sea. So kicking off, we started with the control. Pretty much nothing done to these lenses, just letting it on, no spit, no drops, nothing. And pretty much straight away, we had fogging. It covered up all the lens, distorted the vision, and it's just generally really unpleasant. I'm sure someone's already very familiar with this look. Fogging up all over the lens, no fun. Also my hair's in the way, so I decided to throw the hood up and get that all out of the way. And yeah, pretty much fogging, terrible. Pretty much standard for not cleaning anything off your mask. Number 2, we had the anti-fog. So just a little droplet on either side of the lens and then just smearing it around, getting a full coverage of the glass on the inside. And then finishing it off with just a quick splash and rinse. It's really good to do that, just getting excess out of the mask that might be in there. And then straight away, zero fogging, does what it says on the box, keeps it nice and clear for you. Yeah, very well performing product. Trade-off, after a quick rinse however, you will end up getting fogging because it is washing away that coating which you place on the inside. So it's a bit of a temporary fix. So number 3 was toothpaste. Just spitting as well on the inside of the glass, give it a little bit of a coat, and then away we go. It performed really well. However, after a little bit, I did start seeing a couple little streaks inside of the mask where the toothpaste just missed a little. So that can be done with the 2nd and 3rd applications, just making sure I go over those areas. It's really just around the edge of the mask. You can sort of see right in by the nose bridge and down around the lower parts in a bit more hard to reach spaces. There's still a bit of fogging, and that's expected after only 1 application. Number 4 was burning, and much like the toothpaste, it pretty much did a fantastic job of clearing everything up. But also like the toothpaste, there was some little streaks where I was missing just a little bit. Just on the inside of my nose bridge, I noticed a little streak starting to form after a while. But just after I sat on the bottom doing a few more bubble rings and waiting it out, I noticed there was not really that many bits which I missed, so it's just something I can get at a later date. And yeah, just sort of chill out, work on my bubble rings while I waited for more fogging. So, which one is our winner? We've got our first one here with the control. Obviously, no one's winning with that one. Foggy mask, not going to provide any fun with that. So, the next one we got is our drops. They performed fantastically. Pretty much with the drops, you get what you paid for. You just put it in the lens, give it a quick splash to remove the excess, and away you go. The downside of drops is if you are the sort of diver that's going to be taking your mask off frequently, maybe putting a nose clip on for some depth training or changing camera mounts and stuff, that's going to be a bit of a problem, because if you splash this around in the water too much, or if you're rubbing it over the top of your hood, you might potentially remove the drop coating, and that's going to cause problems. You're going to end up with fogging potentially occurring inside of your mask, and there's no real way to fix it once it gets scrubbed off like that. The drops do a great job. If you are a diver that uses Perspex lenses, they're a must-have. You can't really do these other two methods with it, but apart from that, my go-to preferreds are these ones if you have clear glass lenses. So using the toothpaste does the job exactly as expected. I only did one coating just to show you that, hey, the first time around you might not get all of it, but that's okay. You just go back, do some follow-up coats, and you can see exactly where you've got to go. The toothpaste does a great job. It's simple. Everyone's got toothpaste laying around. I hope you have some in your household, but pretty much it will clear things up for you, get your lens clear, and you don't have to worry about it. You might just have a little bit of a minty freshness around your eyes for the first couple dives. The last one, using a bit of a cigarette lighter and just quickly flashing the inside. It's a really simple, effective way. This is what I do actually with all of my own masks. Some people don't like doing it because it might potentially damage things, but I've never encountered a problem in 15 years of doing it. So all my masks are fine. The actual silicone around the different parts of the mask is broken before the mask itself. So I have no problems with it personally. Just remember with these, if you are going to be flashing your mask with the lighter, make sure that it's not a tinted mask. Make sure that the lenses are glass and not Perspex. And if you have prescription lenses, also don't use this method. I'd prefer you to use either one or two methods there. But pretty much, I'll have a bit of a write-up on the article with a bit of instructions of each step there. And yeah, if you have any questions about any further stuff, or if you've got some method that I haven't mentioned today and you want some advice on it, just leave a comment below and we'll go from there. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for today. So I guess I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.